Social protection or social support as unemployment benefits. Some people have it as unemployment insurance and so on and so forth. This we see a lot in developed countries. My observation is, I've seen it there. I don't know, more middle, more upper middle. I don't see it a lot. What's your observation? What's economics observation of this?
Yeah, so we see this here in a lot of developed countries, and it doesn't happen more often in developing or low economic countries.
Right.
Yeah. So this might be the reason. In developed countries, they have strong economies, so they have a lot of funds to fund this social welfare programs. So even if they do the social welfare programs, because of the size of their economy, it doesn't strain their economies. So the reason why it doesn't happen in small or developing economies is that we have other priorities. We have other priorities other than the social welfares. That's why we don't see it in a small or developing economies. So yeah, so that's the reason why there's that difference.
Yeah, we're still concerned with the development issues.
Development issues.
Right.
Yeah, so we are still in Botswana. We are still looking at infrastructure. We are still based on that. Yeah, we are still looking at diversifying the economy, diversifying revenue streams. Yeah. So really, social welfare for the past years, it hasn't been our priority that much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this particular one being the unemployment allowance or unemployment benefit.
Yes.
Let's zoom in on it.
Yes.
Let's look at what would this benefit really? What would be the value of applying a unemployment benefits? What are the advantages?
Yes. Okay. So looking at the unemployment rate at 25% of the labor force here in Botswana, and youth unemployment at more than 40%. Those are very big numbers. So what we are getting from this is that we are having a lot of people who we can say who cannot afford basic needs. So the unemployment allowance would provide like a direct financial assistance to this group, to this vulnerable group. So now this vulnerable group gets financial assistance from this social welfare, and this would help with relieve the immediate hardship that they have.
Right.
So, yes. So from there, after this funds, they can afford the basic needs and do whatever that they want to do with that little fund.
Okay, so would it be solely for that benefit, for your basic consumption needs be covered, or what other areas in economics generally does it benefit the country?
It's a kind of an expansionary monetary policy.
Yeah.
It kind of boosts the economy.
Stimulates the economy.
Stimulates the economy in such a way that we're going to see a rise in demand in goods and services.
All right.
Yes. So the rise in demand of goods and services, which means that we have the supply has to meet the demand.
Yeah.
So the supply of goods and services had to meet the demand. So we're going to see firms out there having to produce a lot. So this indirectly can indirectly create employment. Can indirectly create especially for the private sector.
Right.
Yes, especially for the private sector, it can create employment.
I think I get you. So then, if we have this many people that are unemployed, means they can't buy.
Yes, they cannot buy.
So if they have unemployment benefit, then they can buy.
Yes.
And then industry can produce.
Can produce a lot.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how does this work? Does this then apply to, say, a fresh graduate or whatever level of education, and you are having hardship finding a job, or would it happen in the case of job loss along the way? Where does it usually apply? How does it work?
Yeah. What I got from the presentation is that once you get a status of unemployed,
right,
you start benefiting from the program. Either you are a fresh graduate, or you have hardship in finding jobs, or whatever it is. If you are unemployed, you benefit from the program.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to come to the cons then.
Yes.
What would you, because there's always a balance of these issues. We mentioned the value now, what could be areas of caution? Not necessarily disadvantage, but areas of caution.
Areas
around
of caution.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to start by looking at the budget speech, the 2025-2026 budget speech. When they started, their main aim was to reduce the budget deficit that we have been having all over these years.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, over a couple of years. So we have been having a budget deficit. So this budget was their intention was to reduce the budget deficit. So this social welfare program, they increase government expenditure.
Government spending.
Yeah, the government is spending a lot. So now, with our economy is deteriorating because it's a commodity-based economy. We have been reliant on diamonds, and the diamond market is dying. So this is going to strain the economy in the long run because now we have to spend on these people. Yes, so it's going to strain the economy in the long run. One other thing is that it's just a kind of a moral opinion that people are going to be lazy to find jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to be...
The correlation between the unemployment benefit and the intensity of jobs.
The intensity of jobs, yeah. So people are going to be lazy to find jobs. So that's another problem because you're going to be having a lot of people getting out of the labor force. The labor force, we should understand, the labor force are people who are willing to work, not people who are fit to work, who are willing to work. So we're going to be having a lot of people not willing to work because they're being provided with this...
basic consumption needs?
Yes, with this basic consumption needs. One other thing that it might be at risk, it's an inflation risk in the long run, especially in rural areas, whereby now, because of these grants, we have high demands, and the supply that is there cannot meet the demand. Of goods and services, then we are going to see prices skyrocketing, and the people will be losing their purchasing power.
Okay, it's catch-22 policy challenge there, because I mean the priority of government really is to look out for citizenry, and we do have goals that no one is to be left behind.
Yes.
But I see how you're painting the picture of the risks of social welfare.
Yes.
So what does economics suggest for the case of Botswana?
For the case,
because we do have a high unemployment, and that means such individuals don't have purchasing power. But then should we be giving this many welfare issues, 300 pula for mothers, 1.4 for Bahudi, unemployment? Then you mentioned where the challenges could be as policy. What do you suggest?
I think I'll suggest for the unemployment, for the unemployment benefit, I think we can attach this unemployment allowance with training. Yes, like job training. For example, we take this unemployed people, we teach them how to cut diamonds, we train them how to cut diamonds. We attach that to training so that we can justify what? We can justify our cost. To say, even if we are given this grants, the 500, these people are learning something.
Are being skilled.
They are being skilled.
Yeah.
Yes. More that we want to industrialize our economy. Right. We can teach these people something. Attach that grant to something. This program will benefit. A lot of people who are in the unemployment percentage are what we call low-skilled laborers. Let's take those low-skilled laborers. Let's teach them something.
Right.
Yes. Teach them something towards industrialization and all that, and attach this allowance to that. To say, even if we are giving these people this money, they're learning something that will take Botswana somewhere. Yes. Our aim of transforming the economy from a commodity-based economy to a knowledge-based economy, we can use this program as a bridgeway to that.
Yes. Interesting, because industrialization does require scale.
Scale, yes.
And we're looking at TVET as a huge opportunity. I'm realizing, though, that there's I think just only four institutions that offer TVET skills at least diploma level.
Levels.
So now what I'm wondering then in the suggestion that you're making is, where do we train them? Do we have, isn't that another challenge that do we have the space to impart the needed skill to industrialize Botswana to a point of a productive economy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, institution.
Yeah, that will be another challenge because of the limited institutions that we have as Botswana.
Right.
Yes, but I just wanted to paint the picture that
an
alternative
right.
that this is how we can do it instead of just giving a grant and let them be.
Yeah. So how about the condition of this benefit be given with a condition that can assure continued job search? I don't know if this can be done. How is it that you could be able to know that then the intensity of searching for a job doesn't reduce? Is there a way that checks and balances could be put in place to monitor such that you don't go back and sit because now you have allowance?
Yes, like I said, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for us to do that because the 500 pula, if someone can afford their basic needs, they're just gonna stay. Yes, and the government, I would say, the government should come up with job creation policies. Yes, in attachment to this allowance, so that reliance on this allowance doesn't persist. Because if they don't come up with anything, a job creation policy, nothing. It doesn't change nothing.
Perhaps a time frame on how long you can do an unemployment benefit? Up to 5 years.
See, 5 years.
Yeah.
But then it comes back. It comes back to the government. If there are no jobs, even if you can say we're giving you the period of 5 years, in 5 years you still don't have a job, it's still the same. It's still the same. So that's why I'm saying that the government should come up with a job creation policies so that this does not persist. Yes.
Right. So when we started this, you were talking about the reality of the national coffers, that the most recent national budgets have been indicating that that deficit. So how then do we think? Because even Dr. Molutsi pointed out that this will be contingent upon economic recovery. So, but then is it a reality? That do we see the possibility of recovering? How soon do we see the possibility of recovering, and therefore the possibility of this coming into place? Yeah.
So, yeah, there is a possibility of recovery. Like I mentioned earlier, that it's an expansionary monetary policy.
Yeah.
Yes, we are trying to make the money flow in the economy to be high. So it is a recovery. Like the SMEs, the small medium businesses are the one that are going to benefit from this, right? Yes. So the private sector will be growing, and what does the government get from the private sector? Taxes. Right. Yes, tax collections. That's how the economy is going to be boosted from this social welfare programs.
Yeah. But to take off, I will be waiting. Hamadi.
Yeah, Hamadi.
So, but will Madi be there soon enough, or how soon do we, foresee that the economy probably might be recovered in a year, 2 years, enough for us to start unemployment benefits? Yeah. What are your projections, General?
With my projections to that, I say nobody really knows, because if we're talking of the social welfare programs, if we're talking of increment of student allowances, they're always crying that we don't have money, this and that. So we'll wait for their time frame to tell us. When do you guys think this is going to start? Right. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to thank you right there. I want to close it off with basically, yes, we see where the advantages are in terms of stimulating economic activity in the economy generally. But overall, in your opinion, how positive a move is it for an upper middle income economy, or maybe too soon for us? Yes. Is this something that Botswana really should be considering now, or too soon or too late even?
Yeah. I think it's too soon for us to consider the unemployment allowance, looking at if you can look at our revenue streams, the previous budget highlighted that the diamonds are no longer doing well.
True.
Yes. So our main income stream for this budget was from the money from SACU. So now, with our commodity not doing well, which means that we don't have enough resources for us to mobilize this social welfare programs. Yes, I think it's too soon for Botswana. So in the short run, it can happen. It's feasible. We can give them the 500. But what happens in the long run as people who are unemployed keep on increasing every year? Is our economy going to sustain that with our status? No, it cannot. So I think we should wait a bit, focus on building a stronger economy, and that's when we can look at the social welfare programs of unemployment benefit.
Building a stronger economy seems to be eluding us.
Yes.
Is it us, the citizenry, or is it policy? Why are we not engaging or seeing the foreigners investing enough, and us also starting up the industry enough, and not at a good pace? We're still stuck there.
Yes.
My view.
Yeah.
Why are we not moving fast enough towards there?
I think it's us. It's us. I think it's us, Botswana. We need more than just a knowledge-based economy. The people need to be ready for that. I want to believe that Botswana are not ready for this transition to a knowledge-based economy. Even right now, if a miracle can come and say, okay, we have changed to a knowledge-based economy, are we ready as Botswana to take that? We are not ready. If you can, the government is not investing. I feel that the government is not investing much on what we call human capital development. Human capital development, I'm talking about digital literacy, financial literacy, those fields. For us to change this economy from a commodity-based economy to a knowledge-based economy, we need to be equipped with such knowledge and skills. Digital literacy, financial literacy, we don't have that. Most of Botswana lack that literacy.
So it needs to start with us.
It needs to start with us.
All right, let me thank you there. It's been a very stimulating discussion. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
All right.
Well,
what we're looking at is emanating from the high-level panel discussion that was hosted by Bofepuso, where therein Dr. Molutsi, who is strategy and policy strategist at the UDC, revealed that there are plans, considerations, to look at unemployment benefits, and we know the benefits of that in stimulating the economy and keeping economic activity happening, but then also protection of workers, and also just providing for basic consumption needs. So we had the Economist, Gadzano and Ntebang, looking at weighing it out and exploring the different possibilities, benefits, and perhaps challenges of that.